Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 264, The East. My name is Eric.
I am Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Howdy, Eric.
How are you this fine day?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
I'm alright. I've pretty much recovered from my upper respiratory plague that I had.
That's good, that's good.
I'm feeling much better.
Nothing rattling around.
There's a little cough every once in a while.
I've noticed the cough.
I brought some Halls, so
right.
That helps.
With
out.
Any more messages on them?
Yeah, they still have creepy messages on them. Yeah, I don't have any in my pocket right now, or I would read one. Maybe after the break.
Okay, there we go.
It could be our new post-break theme tradition. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. A message from Hall's Mytholyptic.
Wow, what if mytholyptics?
I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eucalyptics.
I think that's different.
That's something.
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
You
It's
get
for
sponsored
koalas.
by Halls. Those are throat lozenges for koalas.
Yeah, yeah. I would love a sponsorship from Halls.
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
That would be very... What podcast would get sponsored by Halls? Right?
Right. It'd be us, because we're sickly.
Exactly. Every other podcast out there that has a sponsorship is like,
Beer or something.
Well, it's like an adult toy company.
Oh, I see.
Audacity, or not Audacity, Audible. Squarespace. I've heard all these different sponsors on different podcasts that I use, but no Halls.
Yeah?
Let's do it. I mean, I use a lozenge quite frequently. I mean, as soon as I do invent wet balls.
Yeah. Well, then we can leave them all behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But until that point, I still use Halls.
Yeah.
You're clearly using them.
I'm a fan.
Come on, Halls, get it together.
Yeah. What's your problem?
You know where to get us.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're at it, send me an email so you can win some free comics.
Right? They don't want your shitty free comics. They're the Halls people. They can afford real good comics. Tangible and everything.
Yeah. Digital is the way of the future. Way of the future.
I believe it. Yeah. I've bought more digital comics in the last month than I've bought tangible comics. Isn't that weird? Because I bought one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That's where I was getting lost. I couldn't think of the one that you would have bought.
Oh.
Panel Syndicate, or Private Eye.
Private Eye.
Yeah.
At panelsyndicate.com.
Yes.
Yes. Check it out.
Indeed.
But yeah. Comics.
Comicing books is not what we're here to talk about today.
No.
We did that last week.
Yeah.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
But this week, we're talking about a movie. That movie is called The East.
The East. As in the direction.
Yes.
Or the super secret underground hippie club.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, though, this movie has some comic book connections.
Does it really?
Yes, it does.
Let me try to think for a moment.
Okay.
I got none.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, there's
Ellen
two.
Page.
Yeah.
She's been in some comic book movies.
Ellen Page. She was Kitty Pryde. And not technically a comic, but she was in the movie Super, which is
about superheroes. And
superheroes.
Her character worked at a comic shop.
Yeah, exactly.
In the movie.
And the movie was directed by Batman.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that. Yeah. Yeah, to add a little subterfuge to throw you off of his secret identity, he tacked a couple letters on each side of his name. But it's in there if you look in the middle. It's like the cream in the center of the, You know, the Oreos. Or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. Whatever has cream in the middle.
Yeah, my tummy.
Yeah. That is what Batman has done.
Right.
In this movie.
What's the guy's name?
Zal Batmangeli?
I bet it's pronounced in a way that the word Batman isn't audible in there. But it's like Batman or something.
Right, yeah. But when I look at it,
yeah,
all I see is Batman.
30 plus years of seeing the word Batman. When you see it in the middle of some other letters, it's still fucking Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I pronounce the country that we live in Eric.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You always say that. Oh, my name's not in the middle of anything.
Because you're awful.
Yeah, I know.
Jason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I do hear people say that, sometimes I look up.
So, yeah, other than the director's funny name, or awesome name, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool name.
I mean, okay. I get that he's of some sort of ethnic descent, and that he has no control over his name.
Right.
But, he seems like he is a young enough guy that he is, and he's obviously a creative person. He's in the movies. That he's aware, of course, that his name begins with Batman.
Certainly, right? So he would have to be.
Wouldn't he just embrace that at that point, right?
Unless it's just one of those things where he's so sick of people going, hey,
right.
Hey, Batman.
Well, if he is, I apologize because we are doing it up.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome to us.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, what if he's more of a Superman fan? How ironic would that be?
That'd be pretty ironic. I don't know if that's irony or not. But
well, I'll call up Alyssa, what's her name? Alyssa Milano? Alanis Morissette after this. And shit, that would have been embarrassing if I called Alyssa Milano and asked her about that.
Right.
Jeez.
Would that be irony?
I don't know. I'll ask Tony Danza next time I talk to Alyssa Milano.
Oh, he is the boss.
Yeah, he would know. The boss is usually in charge of this sort of decisions. No, yeah, not really about comics though.
No. It's about dirty hippies.
It is about dirty hippies.
This is the hippiest movie that I believe I have ever seen.
Yeah, as far as like really depicting exaggerated versions of just like,
right.
I've met some of these people.
Yeah.
Like I at one point in the movie, I looked at right and I said, I've been in a band with that girl. And I wasn't kidding.
I didn't think you were. Almost when the movie started, I almost wanted to just yell at you for making me watch this hippie movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I need a shower after this movie.
Yeah. 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 It's it's kind of
preachy and pretentious?
It's propaganda.
Yeah.
It is. This movie is. It doesn't really hide it very well.
No, I would say it's not even trying to hide it.
It's almost like after school special style hidden morals.
Oh, yeah. Which is to say not
at all. It's like right there in the spotlight.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of instances where they are just fucking screaming at us.
Like the opening shot of the seagulls covered in oil.
Yeah. Yep.
But it just gets more and more, in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's about hippies who are against a lot of the environmental and social calamities.
Eco-terrorists.
Yeah.
They are fighting against all the wrongs that major corporations and the government have done by destroying the environment and killing living creatures and, in some cases, people.
Making them sick for profit.
Right.
That sort of thing.
And sweeping it all under the rug with, settlements and lawsuits and just cover-ups in general. And,
which I can get behind that.
The covering up?
The covering up. You don't want that out there in the public. Cover that shit up, corporations.
Right.
No, I can get behind that whole thought.
Sure.
You know.
Right. Because, ideally, and you don't want to see people losing their livelihood one way or the other,
Right.
because of the negligence or just outright profiteering of governments and corporations.
Right.
It's not a good thing. We know this, like, morally in our cores.
Yes. Right.
Unless, of course, we are, corporate bigwigs, then, the profit is, job one.
Right. It's sort of too alluring to
Right.
look away from.
Well, when you reach a certain level of success and stature, you begin to lose sight of, what got you there.
All the pieces of the puzzle that
Right,
get you there.
Yeah. Luckily for us, we will never reach any kind of success or stature.
No, yeah. So we should be morally clean for a while.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. We are the dumpster diving hippies.
Right. And I would also like to say that I kind of hate this movie right this moment for sort of making me admit my sort of liberal thoughts and feelings.
Your leanings, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to admit them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a dirty fucking hippie.
Well, I think that's maybe a good point of, like, one of the few, I will, put this out here right now. One of the few good points I think about this movie is that it sort of does show both extremes and, kind of leaves, at least me as a viewer going, yeah, a happy medium is for shizzle the way to go.
Right, yeah.
And I just said for shizzle.
I know you did.
I know, it's weird. I should have said faux shizzle. It was such a faux pas.
It was a fur paw.
Yeah, I'm...
For shizzle.
Faux shizzle. Was it? Oh, that's a faux pas.
Yeah.
Faux pas. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like this movie.
I didn't either.
I wished it would have ended. About halfway through it, I was like, waiting for it to end.
You got up and went to the restroom at about 50 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
And I looked at the time and I thought to myself, fuck, there is another hour of this.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not good.
No. The good ideas,
Yeah.
but just so slow.
I mean, yeah, okay, we didn't really say it's about a government watchdog kind of,
It's a corporate. It's corporate espionage.
Corporate espionage. Yeah.
The main character of this movie is she works for this large corporation who what they do is they're basically like a spy operation but for other corporations.
Right.
And basically sort of like a securities kind of thing. And so this woman gets hired to go undercover to find this terrorist group called the East in order to flush them out and
just infiltrate them in secret.
Right,
Like, she doesn't, yeah, it's not just to like spotlight on them. It's to like, get in there.
She has to. It's undercover.
Yeah.
Like any old detective type or spy type program we've ever seen.
Right.
But it's about eco-terrorism and corporate espionage. And so she, basically goes undercover as a dirty hippie.
Yeah. Yep.
And
She does some train hopping and some what else? Oh, they play spin the bottle like hippies do.
neat trash.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
trash.
Because trash is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They throw away good stuff. I think I've talked about this on here before. I've eaten garbage out of restaurants' dumpsters before with one of my roommates.
Doogie?
No.
Okay. Surprising.
Yeah. Yeah. Silent Mike. Me and Silent.
First of all, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's adopted it. He's fine with it. It's not like something I've come up with.
I know. I'm just saying I don't like it.
You don't like the name.
No.
What?
Because it's clearly just a ripoff of Silent Bob.
Oh, no. You know what? I honestly don't know. Like, we may have been calling him that before before Clerks was even a thing. I don't know.
Right.
As long as I can remember, we called him Silent Mike.
Right. So before 1992?
Nah, I probably didn't know him that early, but
Right.
maybe.
I'm saying it's a Clerks thing.
Yeah. I didn't come up with a name.
Right.
So he may have had
Oh,
that.
I'm not yelling at you.
I'm saying that his name may have been Silent Mike in like 1987. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. but yeah, you know, the weirdest thing to me is like, until this moment, I've never associated that. Like ever. Like it never even crossed my mind that there was a Silent Bob and a Silent Mike and they were somehow
Possibly related.
Right. Like name wise and sound wise. Because I mean, I've just known them as Silent Mike.
Right.
But anyway, I remember we went to Panera Bread once and got some, he was like, yeah, come, let's go get some bread. They just throw it away right after the shift and it's still really good. And we brought it back to our house and it was still really good. Like it was fresh.
Was it at least in a bag?
It was in a bag.
Okay.
Yeah, like they put it in a bag and then they throw it in the dumpster and then raccoons tear through the bag.
Well, sure.
And they eat part of it.
Right.
But they save some of the good stuff for us. They know we were
They're
coming.
raccoons. They're not going to eat all of it.
They're not animals.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, raccoons, very clean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they wash their food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have those little masks.
Right.
Yeah.
They're thieves.
Right.
Because
You can
masks,
tell with
right,
the
yeah.
mask. Yeah.
But they're clean thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the only time. Oh, another time I went with my friend Nick, another roommate of mine at a different place.
And what was his dumb nickname?
Punk Rock Nick. And then eventually New Wave Nick. But that was just to make fun of him. Because he came up with Punk Rock Nick himself.
You don't come up with your own nickname.
I know, that's the wrong...
Especially if your name is Nick. Nicks don't get nicknames.
I think he gave himself another nickname when he was doing a zine. I think he called himself...
Zine Nick?
Nick O-Teen. Because he was a teenager doing a zine. His name was Nick. What do you think about that one? And he smoked a lot of cigarettes.
I would love to... If I could punch you and make them feel it.
Oh, I actually miss Punk Rock Nick O-Teen because I haven't seen him in years. But we went to throw away some stuff from our house, and we didn't have a big enough trash can because we had a lot of shit to throw away.
Right.
So we drove over to the Papa John's Pizza restaurant, and we went over to the dumpster, and we walked over to the dumpster and opened it up, and there was a lady inside of it, and she was eating pizza crust out of there, and she looked at us, and we were, like 18, 19 years old, and we were like all, in shitty punk rock clothes and like punk rock hair, and she looked over and she was like,
kind of like you are right now.
kind of like now, and she was like, oh, sorry, I got the last of it. and we were like, oh, that's cool. And we just went and like hung out in his van until
You didn't hang out with her?
No, she didn't have punk rock clothes on. She was just a normie.
A normie eating pizza crust out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I kid you not, she got out of the dumpster and we were waiting in the van for her to leave so we could throw all the trash away.
Right.
And she went and got in her car and drove away. Which, I don't know, like, I mean, she was eating fucking crust.
Right,
not like, I'm not saying me and Silent Mike were better than her because we were eating bagged bagels, but we were better than her. And like, if I was to the point where I was eating bagel crust out of a dumpster and I owned a car, I would probably sell my car.
Right.
And buy a real bagel.
Right. I'm sure you could probably afford a bagel with your car.
I can afford a bagel, without selling my car. I mean, with the change in my car. So I felt bad for the lady, but she seemed like okay. I mean, she wasn't dirty and nasty and like dressed in like rags.
Right.
She just maybe like that was like her thing. Like, hey, there's free crust here.
She was just having a really bad week.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Not to the point where I'm looking in dumpsters
Eating
for
crust,
food, but
right.
I've been there.
I have dumpster dove in Half Price Books dumpster before.
Right.
And I got
books.
Yeah, and I got cool stuff. Like, I got a planner that was still shrink wrapped. I got, there's video games. I mean, this was like years and years ago.
Right.
Like when we actually still had video game players, but, like, it was something Amanda could play, and then it was like Wheel of Fortune or something, but, but that was in there. There was books, there was records. I mean, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. When I worked at the movie theater, I once wanted the dumpster, and it had just been emptied, and but at the very bottom of it was a video cassette case, like one of those big old timey like clamshell ones for the Shawshank Redemption. And
nice.
I was like, I haven't seen the Shawshank Redemption, and I opened up the case, and the VHS was actually for a porno.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Was it actually called the Shawshank Redemption, or was it called like the Shawshank Blowjob Part 7?
No, the case was
It really
the
was.
real,
Okay.
And like the Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, Drew Struzan, illustrated cover
Right.
with the back with the description and all that, but the inside, the
Just a
cassette
porn?
in the case was a porn.
So what did you do?
I didn't do anything with it.
Oh,
I
you
gave
didn't
it to
take-
my manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he watches porn out of a dumpster.
For sure, yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
couldn't take porn to my house. I still lived at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. What's that? What was that like?
What?
Still living at home. That must have been weird.
Oh, yeah, it was, I was 16.
Oh, you're much too old.
So, still in high school.
Right.
So it was, what's the word? Appropriate.
Hey, when I find porn in the dumpster, I don't take it back to my mom's house. I take it to my girlfriend's house and we watch it there. Like an adult.
So, anyway.
Anyway.
So this terrible movie we watched. That's not fair. I don't think it's terrible. I just really didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I agree though. It's not terrible. There's some interesting like characters and camera moves, but I gotta say the main character I wasn't very on board with. Like I didn't feel connected to her.
Well, it didn't help that she was pretty much just cardboard
Yeah.
and not a good actress
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just her character itself though was just like not sympathetic.
Right.
Like as much as she really tried to be, like just it wasn't happening.
No. Yeah, I didn't really care for her. I liked Gay Jack White. He was cool.
Yeah, Gage Quiet was pretty awesome. I liked Eric from True Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leader of the cult was played by Alexander Skarsgård, who was on True Blood. Ellen Page was pretty good.
Yeah. She's always good. I like her.
Yeah. And the one black guy in the entire movie he is on a show that I just finished watching every episode of last night called Leverage, and I really like him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I hope he is in some sort of comic book movie at some point.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a really cool like Luke Cage or just someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed fine.
Yeah.
And, the like kind of chunky computer girl was cool. She was a good actress.
Cool. Yeah. The doctor, he was all right.
Oh yeah, he was cool. What was the deal with his hand? Was that a tattoo or like some sort of scarring thing?
No, he had a tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty hippie. Of course he had a
Yeah,
tattoo.
of course they do.
And yeah, I mean, like they do a fine enough job establishing, sympathetic, motivations for the terrorist group.
Yeah. Yeah, like family issues or personal issues that
Right.
they've been affected. It's not just like they're like, yeah, what should we do tomorrow?
Right. But at the same time, it kind of is. Because
Yeah.
it seems like at least three of the main ones that we know of are come from rich families,
Yeah.
and very privileged, and they just happen to, maybe grow a conscience, and now they've just
Right.
gone to the complete extreme of terrorism.
Yeah, but at least they had some sort of motivation. It wasn't just
Right, yeah.
completely, but yeah. But they could have just started a punk rock band or a zine.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe there was no nicotine around there in their town. No good zines could be made.
That's why they should have just started their own.
I'm referring to of course, to Public Relations, the zine that was in Dayton in the late 90s. You may remember if you were one of my 5 friends.
I was not at the time.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah. And another thing, like, because there's 3 jams in the movie where they...
Can I just say that I now hate the word jams?
Yeah. Like, because, yeah, I've seen this in other kind of movies where they have different terms for their, like...
Plans.
Their plans, yeah.
Yeah.
Like in kind of prankster things, they call it... I can't think of a good one, but there was an episode of This American Life where there's this group that they do performance art, like kind of joke kind of things.
Like flash mobs or...
Yeah, I forget what they call them, but I've never...
Improv everywhere.
I'd never heard jam before, but...
No, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And so...
I mean, they said it, like, every possible
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a drinking game.
Yeah.
You could have made with it. And like, they could have been so much more interesting. Like, there was a big party where, they're trying to poison a bunch of,
Right.
Drug honchos. And it was just like that would have been an opportunity for a really fun, cool part of the movie. Like, kind of like the feeling you would get while you're watching a heist movie or something.
Right.
But it was just kind of lame.
Oh, that would have been, I think, against the tone that the movie had established at that point.
Well, I don't mean, like, making it seem like a fun romp, but just make it cooler somehow. It was just...
It could have been way more intense than it was.
Yeah, it was, like, boring.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the big first jam.
Right. Or at least the one that we get to see.
Right.
Like, from the main character's point of view.
Yeah, where you see it unfold as it happens.
Right.
Like it could have just... Yeah, intense would have been... That's a good word. It could have been just more interesting or intense, but it was just kind of lame.
And, like, there's, in that part where she tries to make an effort to stop the thing from happening by going around and collecting everybody's champagne glasses.
Yeah, that was...
It's like, what was the point of that?
Right.
I mean, there's, like, hundreds of people at this place, and she has a small tray.
With, like, 5 champagne glasses.
Right, yeah. It's just,
Like she was just clutching at straws, maybe, but...
right, but still.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, she was bad at her job.
Yeah.
She is terrible at her job.
Yeah, because she's, like, blowing her cover in front of all these other...
Well, not only that, but, like, she's doing that, and then she is also not preventing, like, the actual jams that matter to happen,
Right.
or doing any of the job that her employer have her, supposed to be doing.
Right.
I mean...
But she's kind of all at the same time almost blowing her cover.
Right, yeah.
So it's like for no reason.
No, she is the worst.
Yeah.
She was not good in this movie.
No.
She wrote the movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it... Because I read a little bit about her. She did a movie like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, called The Sound of Your Voice. And I had wanted to see that. Where she wrote and the Batman guy directed it as well.
What's her name? Marlin?
Britt Marling.
Britt Marlin, yeah. That's right.
And, she at one point decided that I'm going to be an actress. And then she just kept getting, like, roles as, cute blonde, and
Right.
so she decided that rather than do that, she was going to start writing her own movies.
Wow.
And making them herself.
That's impressive.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
But after watching this one, I don't know that I want to go back and watch The Sound of Her
Oh,
Voice.
you never did see it?
No.
Yeah.
So...
Wouldn't you listen to the sound of her voice? You don't watch it, right? I don't think I've heard of that movie. But I don't know. I don't know if I thought she was as awful that I would just like, or so awful that I would turn away from anything else that she's done. But I just don't think she was very great in this.
Like, again, the story is intriguing, and I think executed better would have been an okay movie.
Yeah.
But it was otherwise just really preachy, just really
Very preachy. Yeah.
like straightforward about it. Like, there is no subtext in this movie whatsoever.
Right.
There's fucking metaphor, as I kept screaming out every single time it happened.
Yeah, some pretty hit you over the head moments.
Yeah. And then, she was just kind of terrible in this. I have zero desire now to see The Sound of Your Voice, which I did hear good things about.
Well, I heard, like, one of my friends who loves movies and, like watches a shitload of movies and is pretty discerning, said this was really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. And, I'm gonna have to see what he liked about it so much.
Right.
Yeah, I was not into it.
No, me neither. No recommendation here.
No. There was a song I liked, the part where she like cries on the bridge. She's like jogging and kind of breaks down and cries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it was. It kind of sounded like Arab Strap for a second, but I don't think it was because the singer's voice didn't have the same accent. But I like some of the music.
Yeah.
That was my positive spin on it.
I liked pretty much every other actor except for the main one.
Yeah.
And then, I just story-wise, like, it just kept falling apart, and it would telegraph itself, just,
And some things didn't really make sense, too, storytelling-wise. They would just jump from one thing, and, like, I don't even know what that was supposed to be, like, who that was, why they were doing that.
Well, I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit here. There was a scene towards the end where our main character has to break into her employer and steal a list of all the undercover, agents that work for them. And she's scrolling through it, and she stops on the screen and just sort of looks at it before, like, moving on. And you and I looked at each other like, what in the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And turns out it was her.
Right.
But, because when she first gets the job, she, like, dyes her hair blonde. But, like, I honestly don't think that they ever mentioned her real name prior to that point at all.
I don't believe so.
And so here we are looking at a picture of, it turns out to be her, with brown hair and her real name. And it was just like, what the hell's going on? And then, like, only later did I realize that.
Yeah, me too.
It was her, okay.
And like, I get it. Like, she kind of stops on it, and, like, maybe she looks at it for a second, too, and, like, didn't recognize herself for a second because, she's changed so much during the course of the story.
Sure,
And, like, that's what it was trying to say. Like, I hardly recognize myself at this point. But yeah, it was just a little too much.
And that's kind of a thing, too, where, she wrote the story herself, and, she kind of, like, she's not listed as a director, but I think she kind of co-directed it, and she obviously wrote the role for herself.
Right.
And it is just almost that kind of Mary Sue-ish type, like this character can do no wrong, and like every bad thing that happens, she will overcome it, and, she will do the right thing because she is perfect deep down inside.
Right.
And it's just kind of a fuck you,
The Tommy Wiseau syndrome.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
You're right.
Yep. I mean, she's definitely better than Tommy Wiseau.
Definitely a little prettier.
Definitely prettier.
Yeah.
Slightly better actress than Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Better grasp of storytelling and the English language than Tommy Wiseau.
And when to wear a suit and when not to.
Right.
Like, she didn't accidentally show up at the commune with her suit on.
Right, yeah.
She waited till she went back to her corporate office. I really like the lady that played her boss at the corporate place.
Patricia Clarkson, yeah.
Yeah, she was in... There was a Woody Allen movie called Whatever Works that I really liked her in. She was great.
I've seen her in a bunch of stuff, and she's always really good.
Yeah, I liked her.
Her assistant, the actor's name was Han Soto.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. That's a pretty lucky break.
I'm guessing that's on purpose.
Yeah, you think?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's Soto? Is that Asian?
Yeah.
I mean, huh. Yeah. Yeah, it might just be accidental.
It could be. maybe mom and dad are huge Star Wars fans.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Why wouldn't they be?
Right, exactly. Well, I'm not. So.
But yeah, just okay. This movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I would certainly never watch it a second time.
No, definitely not.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Because I did want to see it myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw the trailer whenever it came out, and I said, "Yeah, I'll watch that." You know, But I think the trailer was pretty much just that opening scene of the movie, anyway. So, like the found footage, you know,
like oil coming out of the
right,
vents. And,
with the voiceover narration, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could get behind stories like that, like a little anti-corporate terrorism.
Sure.
I believe that's a good way to look at things. But
I will say this: the show Leverage is pretty much all about it.
It would be more. It's more fun,
but it is super fun.
Yeah, I think that's something this movie lacked. There's there's literally no fun in this movie other than maybe the spin the bottle scene where
that to me was just awkward.
It was awkward, but I mean, at least they were like hugging each other and high-fiving each other and laughing. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty joyless.
And I get, obviously they're approaching this subject from, this is deadly serious stuff, that kind of thing. So
they don't want to make light of it.
Right, they don't want to make light of it, and I get why, you wouldn't want to just make it jokey. But I just also kind of get the feeling just from it that she probably has almost no sense of humor anyway.
Right. Yeah.
It's just kind of what I'm getting from the movie anyway.
But I mean, I would have thought that if this would have been the first thing I saw with Ellen Page, I would have thought that, but she was hilarious and super.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking about Ellen Page, I'm talking about the main actress.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, but, maybe she.
Well, I'm just saying is that everybody else in this movie was great.
Other than her.
And she wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I could tell, was just acting their ass off.
Yeah, doing their job.
Exactly.
Right.
And she was just being whatever she's being. I don't know. Trying to make a name for herself.
Joyless.
Yeah. Strangely produced by Tony Scott, who I'm pretty sure is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, is that a different guy, or did he put the money
Ridley
up?
Scott was also listed.
Really?
So
maybe he put the money up a long time ago?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe he had a fund for stuff like this?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird, yeah.
Yeah, it surprised me too.
I mean, obviously, I know that movies take a relatively long time to make, so it could be he was involved before he killed himself. But,
right.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't think this is why, do you? Maybe they showed him some dailies? Could be.
Could be.
Do you want to take a break?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pee. I had too much water. Maybe I'll go get a Hollis.
Alright, we'll be back.
Kick out the jams, motherfuckers! Yeah! I'm gonna kick it out! Yeah! Well, I feel pretty good, and I guess that I could get crazy now, baby. Where we all got into the window, dressing room got hazy now, baby.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was going to read my Halls thing. I'm enjoying Halls, who I hope will sponsor us eventually. Let's see. Well, this is funny because some of them are cut off. You know how like it's one giant sheet and
Right,
they just clip it out. So this last one, all it says is muscle. Like who knows what that originally said, but impress yourself today. Oh, this is the same exact one.
Fuck that.
Buckle down and push forth all. Yeah, that sucks. Oh well,
Yeah.
maybe next time. I think we're done with this.
Yeah, I think so.
I failed.
It's alright.
At least we got muscle.
That's true.
That wasn't on there before.
That's a weird thing that happened. Yeah.
With a period after it. It just says muscle, period.
Yesterday we went to a Chinese place for dinner, and I got a fortune in there that was maybe one of the strangest fortunes I've got, other than the blank one.
Right.
And there was one that I had once about next time order the shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was also like a third really strange one I've gotten. I can't remember it, but this one was something like a tub and rub changed the day.
Tub with a B.
Yeah,
Not tug and
not
rub.
tug and rub.
No.
No. That is
That would change the day, too.
that would change the day. Honestly, yeah,
For the better.
yeah.
What the hell is a tub and rub?
I don't know. I guess bath and massage.
Maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah, especially with your Chinese food.
Right. Yeah.
It is weird.
Yep. I mean, unless, again, it was an angry Bluetooth lady passing me a message,
I thought that was my first instinct that
giving me some mixed signals.
it was hand placed in there.
Right,
I asked you if it was handwritten when you read it.
right,
You
right.
said no.
Yeah, I'm getting some mixed signals, if that's the case, then.
Yeah. I think
She hates me.
Oh.
She hates me.
No.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she does. She used to love me, and now she absolutely hates me.
I'm sorry.
Angry Bluetooth lady.
She smiled real big at me.
Angry Bluetooth lady.
I love Chinese food. Man, it's so good.
It is good. Good night.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, we just did a show Thursday. Nothing happened in our lives. I mean, there's a slim chance of anything happening when a week transpires between episodes.
Right.
But, yeah. Huh. Anything going on with you? Fun or scary?
Well, life in general is scary.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
certainly.
there's that. I've been playing the DuckTales video game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a new development.
DuckTales Remastered.
Yeah, it's the old NES game, but done for high definition televisions, and it is just a little bit more than just a remastering. It is completely redone from the ground up, but still the same game.
Yeah.
And it's a side scroller. It's the same controls, but
Same music.
same music. But it is, and I think voices also now. But I don't think NES games had vocals.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it said their dialogue on the
Right,
screen,
yeah.
but
and plus also formatted for a widescreen television. It's just the fun game that I remember playing when I was 11 or 12.
it was seriously one of my favorite games ever. And it's funny that you say 11 or 12 because the last time I remember beating the game.
Right.
And I remember I was at that time I lived in an apartment by myself, so I was at least I was like 19,
Right.
at least maybe 20.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Someone who continues to play a video game to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love that game.
Someone who just went out and bought the DuckTales video game on Friday.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
I'm telling you,
I'm glad you did.
there's nothing wrong with playing video
It
games.
was so cool to see a Beagle Boy. Like, I saw the Beagle Boy in
It
there.
was awesome.
I love the Beagle Boys. We should totally be them for Halloween. Like, me and you and Joe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we should.
Maybe Kathleen could be Ma Beagle.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. She might get offended by it.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
No. Oh, man.
Or we could be Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Oh, that's not nearly as fun. Oh, man. I actually read a Beagle Boys comic just a few months ago. Like, I dug out all these old comics that were like cartoon books that my mom had bought us when we were kids.
Right.
Like, she had them all in a separate place. They weren't like part of my collection or anything. So I hadn't seen them since I was a child. And I reread a Beagle Boys comic because I was like, oh, I love this. And it was painfully horrible. I mean, like even in my imagines, I was like, I don't even know how I liked that when I was a kid. I mean, because it wasn't just like it didn't have enough sex and violence. And and I don't like it now. But it was just like horrible. But I don't know. I'm sure they had good ones and bad ones.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There are good ones and bad ones of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
I never read any of the Duck comics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just, just all the comics that were out of, like, Bugs Bunny, any of the Disney comics, anything like that. I never got into.
Really?
Yeah. Like, even as, like, a little kid, Like, even back then, I still just wanted superheroes. Yeah.
I read a lot of cartoon books, but I think my favorite of all especially the Disney ones, was Super Goof, or Goofy from Disney, Mickey Mouse's weird dog friend.
Right.
He would...
But not his dog.
No. Which makes it even weirder that he has a dog, and he has a dog friend.
Yeah.
That's some bizarre shit. But Super Goofy would put on his red long johns thing,
Right.
and he would eat some magic peanuts, and he would become like Superman. And I think he even flew backwards, unless I'm putting some powdered toast man lore on him. But I think he flew backwards too. And then whenever his peanuts would only last so long, and he would like start falling out of the sky or losing his super strength or whatever, then he'd have to pop some more peanuts. So it's kind of like drug induced and weird,
Feel like we have had this conversation recently.
I think not on the show, but I think I told you about Super Goof very recently because
I remember asking you about whether he had to crack the peanuts or if he just
ate
them shell.
I think he just eat them shell and all. Yeah. But that was my favorite.
I mean, I had I remember having like Porky Pig comics or Bugs Bunny or
Woody Woodpecker,
but I never got into them because I wouldn't want to read that one.
You could watch the cartoon,
right? Yeah.
My brother had the very first comic he ever bought was a Woody Woodpecker comic.
Oh wow!
Thus starting our whole comic book nerdery.
Nice.
So thanks, Woody Woodpecker.
I don't remember what my first comic was.
I don't know what mine was either. I know what one of my first ones was. It was that Super Friends comic, but I don't remember what my first comic was.
I remember the first one that I can remember was actually a Spider-Man team up with Spider-Man and Beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was I remember reading it and being scared because I thought the Beast was a monster and he was the bad guy.
Oh, he's the big blue Beast, right?
Yeah, yep.
Well, he was scary, right? He was right there next to Spider-Man.
I know.
Like, watch out, Spidey. Do you remember who the villain was in that one?
No. I do own the issue now.
Oh, cool.
But I don't remember who the villain was.
Those were really fun. Marvel Team Up and 2-in-1.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. Because, it was always, you never knew who was going to show up.
Right.
Yeah, those were cool.
Yeah, I had some 2-in-1s. I had a bunch of Marvel team-ups from that era. I had the one with the Captain America photo cover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I had some old detective comics, which I still have laying around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I also had some of the cartoon books and whatever. But I could not tell you what the first one was.
Yeah, they weren't nearly as cool because the superheroes back then, there weren't... I mean, there was a couple of superhero cartoons, maybe. Like, there was Spider-Man's Amazing Friends was on, but it was more exciting to read the superhero comics because that was, like, their existence in the comic world. And, yeah. Save the cartoons for the cartoons. Yeah. Keep them separated.
So I don't get this Adventure Time bullshit.
How they have their own comic.
Right. It's a cartoon. Who wants to read comics?
They have their everything.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know.
Like when I worked at Mavericks, in the back of Previews magazine, there was like Adventure Time toasters and coffee mugs and everything you could think of. Toilet paper or whatever.
That is, I believe, what they call a phenomena.
Yeah. Is it still huge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I need to draw some of that shit and sell it at conventions.
You should only do that if you feel like doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Adventure Time. I've seen maybe 4 episodes, and I think one of them was really funny, 2 of them were okay, and one of them was not funny at all.
I've seen about 4 episodes, and none of them were funny.
Yeah. This one had the really funny one had Bob Goldthwait doing the voice of a giant spider, and it was pretty funny. I like that one.
The only time I laughed in any of the episodes I watched was during a fart joke.
Well, that's always funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you notice today when I farted at the Speedway?
No.
We were at Speedway, and I was looking at trying to decide what candy bar to buy.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, you said something funny or I thought something funny and then I farted. And then a millisecond later the door opened and this young lady walked right through my fart.
Right.
So I was like, oh, well, at least I got to share it.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember all the events of this except for the actual fart. Yeah. I guess I didn't hear it or smell it or anything.
Yeah. Because, we were kind of laughing, and sometimes when I laugh, I'm like, ha! And I fart. Yeah. And that's what happened then.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens.
It actually happened yesterday when I was helping one of my friends clean up all the their house, like a pipe burst, and it was just like horrible.
Right.
And I was helping her lift something, and I just farted really big. And I know her well, but I've never farted in front of this lady. Mm-hmm. And it was just me and her, nobody else was around, and she didn't even say anything. She was just really polite about it.
And then when you left, she went to her wife and said, "Could you believe what Jason did?"
Possibly. Yeah.
Like, I know our house is ruined,
but he's making it that much worse. First of all, he's a man, and I hate all men.
That's why she's a lesbian, right?
Yeah.
Because that's why you become a lesbian.
Yeah, you start hating men, and you decide, why not? It's just the next obvious step.
And I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start hating women, so clearly I'm going to have to become gay.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you were going to become a lesbian.
Well, no, because it's a choice.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Yeah, it's clearly just something you decide willy-nilly. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with anything else. No, but yeah. So, yeah. What were we talking about with Super Goof? Farting lesbians?
We were talking about Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, Adventure Time.
Fart joke.
Yeah. No, I don't get it as far as like phenomenon wise, but maybe if I was, a child.
Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would have loved it when I was a kid.
And I've watched, and I think you've even defended this show. Teen Titans Go. Is a cartoon that's on occasionally.
Is it the one where they're living in the lair and they're really weird?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, that show's fucking terrible. And, I don't know who it's for. And I guess little kids do love it, but why? And I mean, I don't know. Like when I was a little kid, and I wanted to watch superhero cartoons or read comic books or whatever, I wanted to read the real versions of those characters and not the dumbed down kid version.
Right.
Because you can kind of always tell when it's the dumbed down kid version, even when you're a kid.
Yeah. This one's definitely not the real version, but I don't know if I would say dumbed down as much as weirded out. I mean, they definitely retain zero of the characters' traits.
Right.
I could totally see how that would bug you because Cyborg, is just a guy named Cyborg that looks like Cyborg,
Right.
but acts nothing like, like none of them do.
Right. I guess my problem is there, like, okay, so a little kid gets into Teen Titans Go and is, like, super into it.
Yeah.
Like, then where do they go from there? Because they definitely
They're
are
not
going to
gonna-
get a culture shock if they read the actual Teen Titans book.
Yeah.
You
They're
know.
like, Raven's not a goth, and what's going on in this book?
Right. Well, why does Robin have all those lines on his costume?
Yeah. Why is Cyborg not being just fucking weird?
Well, because Cyborg's in the Justice League, that's why.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange show, but I like it.
But on top of all that, like, I just did not find it any kind of entertainment whatsoever.
I thought it was funny.
You're kind of an idiot. So.
I know I am. Oh, yeah. I know I am.
Oh, there were a couple times in the movies where our idiocy shone through. One part where we had to rewind it because we missed like a piece of dialogue
Yeah.
because we were
making fun of it.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, we were talking about assholes.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, sometimes we talk about assholes. Like, not like this guy is an asshole, but like,
Like,
the
buttholes.
Buttholes, yeah.
And putting things in and taking things out thereof.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there's a scene where she hides a microchip in her mouth.
Right.
Like, she puts...
She swallows it.
and ties it to, like, a piece of dental floss.
Yeah.
And sticks the dental floss in the back of her tooth or something. And I was like, why wouldn't you stick it in your asshole?
Exactly.
It's more fun. Yeah. That movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I can't pick movies, apparently. I just can't.
You can. It's fine. Because, again, I wanted to see this myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I would have ever picked it, but I would have eventually watched it by myself, and
Right, but
then I
disappointed.
just would have been angry on my own.
But you could have turned it off halfway through, though.
I could have, yeah.
Like, when's the last time I picked a movie that was good? That we both thought was good?
I don't know.
It's probably been years.
No, it's not been that. Man, I can't remember even what you've picked recently. I guess we could go to the internet and see what it is.
I'm sure it's been a while.
I'm super curious
You're
now.
curious
so,
now?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's something I picked that we both liked. I know sometimes I pick stuff that I like,
Right.
but it's a rarity that we're actually visiting, which you can do with us if you'd like to go to, like, open up a side tab. You don't want to. Oh no, you're at our website right now, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just scroll down.
Well, they're not necessarily at our website, but
Okay, well, if you're not, it's www.guttertrash.net.
yes.
And you can look and see all the glorious things that we've talked about in the past.
So, okay, the last movie you picked,
The Monster Frankenstein.
that was terrible.
That was terrible. We both thought so.
Yeah.
So that's one. I'm going to keep track here. I bet it was a dozen ago.
Saboteur. That was good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You picked that.
That's true. So that was only 2 times ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not bad then. Was there another one before that?
So this is all of our
Halloween.
One of the Dead. You picked that.
Oh, yeah?
That
yeah,
was
we,
good.
Yeah,
We
we
enjoyed
both
that.
kind of liked that. I picked People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it.
Yeah, you didn't really care for it. Okay, well, maybe there's a few.
Hammett. It was okay.
You know, I read recently that Dashiell Hammett wrote some comic strips
Really?
in the, I guess the 40s or 50s. Like, I forget if it was like, it wasn't Dick Tracy, but it was something like that.
Right.
It was something that I'd heard of.
Yeah.
You know.
Rex Morgan, MD.
That was it.
Sally
It was
Forth.
Marmaduke. He wrote the one where they come home and Marmaduke's laying on the couch. That's a good one.
Appaloosa. We both enjoyed
we
that.
both liked it. Okay.
So, you picked one bad movie out of your last 6 or so.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I feel better. I feel redeemed.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I think I'm going to stop by Panera Bread on the way home and see if there's any bagels in the dumpster.
If they have one of the Asiago ones, I would like that. Or just plain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
those two.
All right.
I'm not a bagel guy.
You're not a bagel
I
guy.
used to be a bagel guy, but we we in my office, we have breakfast day every Friday. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's a rotating, thing. Like, everybody in the office is responsible to bring something in, when it's their turn. And I would say 8 times out of 10, it's bagels from Panera. And I gotta tell you, I'm fucking sick of bagels from Panera.
Yeah. Maybe they're getting them out of the dumpster for free, and that's why they keep doing it.
Could be.
They're like, well, this is easy.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. Because it used to be donut day, and so everybody would bring in donuts, and it's it just sort of became all encompassing breakfast day.
Yeah,
because occasionally some people would bring in something like they made.
Right,
and
that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But that has dropped off, and now pretty much like 2 people bring in donuts, and everybody else brings in bagels.
Yeah.
And it used to be like, when everybody was bringing donuts, somebody would bring in bagels and be like, oh, this is a treat.
Yeah.
And now it's just not.
See, I love bagels, and I would probably prefer to eat bagels more often than donuts.
Right.
But I would be really bummed if donut day had disappeared.
Right.
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
I couldn't eat a donut every day, maybe not even every week, but I could eat a bagel every 2 or 3 times a week. If there's cream cheese.
Right. I just, I don't know. I prefer neither.
Yeah.
Like, I wish somebody would bring in fruit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Fruit day.
Yeah.
You could start it.
I could, but then that would cost me money.
Yeah.
And that is why I have bowed out of breakfast day.
Maybe you could grow your own
I
fruit.
can't afford it.
You should grow your own fruit.
I don't have any place to grow fruit.
You could put a banana tree right here. Right here. Hanging off the ceiling with a vine. I guess there's not really. I was looking at.
No, this is an apartment.
Yeah. Maybe you could sneak it into the garden behind the place. There's no garden back there.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Bummer.
Yeah. So, nothing's happening. Nothing's going on. We're not doing anything.
Getting over my virus.
You getting over your virus? I'm just waiting to get mine.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming, probably. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. Broke, but that's not new. I'm broken, but that's also not new.
Yeah. You're persevering.
Yeah, so I guess at this point, I'll pick a comic book for us to read for the next episode.
I love reading comics.
We're going to read a comic.
Well.
I don't know if you'll love it or not, but we're going to talk about it when you decide.
Yeah. All right.
We're going to read a book that came out a couple months ago, I believe. Excuse me. It is a biographical comic.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is called... I may get the title of this wrong here. It is called The Fifth Beatle.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Am I pronouncing that right?
I think it's actually pronounced beetle.
That doesn't seem right.
Because there's 2 E's in beetle.
Right, yeah.
Right. I believe that's how they pronounce it anyway.
Huh.
It's like one of those weird things.
That seems weird. Alright, well, The Fifth Beatle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna read that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay, then. It's currently a hardcover and digital.
Ooh.
From Dark Horse Comics.
Oh, really? Dark Horse. Yeah.
Written by a guy whose name I can't remember right now.
George Harrison?
No. And drawn by Andrew Robinson with a very, very, very short segment by Kyle Baker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, that'll be next week.
I'm
The
excited.
Fifth Beatle.
The Fifth Beatle.
Yes, not Apu.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure having me.
As always.
Yeah. Go read it, kids.
Yeah, indeed.
Play along at home.
Indeed. Write to us. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts and feelings.
Maybe we'll have a contest for you next week. You never
Maybe.
know.
Probably not.
You never know.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Unless you got one.
I might.
Okay.
Maybe I'll come up with one.
All right, there you go.
I'll send you my Halls wrapper.
Okay. First person to email us about this episode gets a Halls wrapper. If I don't accidentally throw it away after you leave.
I've got more in my pocket.
All right, then. Good night.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.